Hi guys and Happy New Year! In this video I will show you how to make a Goku aura effect. The effect that looks good from every side. As a reference I use aura from Dragonball Sparking Zero game. So it was my reference. This aura looks good from every direction, even from the top, just because it uses stretched billboard particle and custom shader that distort this texture not only from the center. This is a kind of circle, but distortion goes from the ground. I will show you it later when we will edit the shader, but let's start from the texture. From the texture similar to this one or to this one. Let's start in Photoshop by creating a circle. Used Shift and pressed left mouse button and make a circle slightly smaller than the canvas itself. We need this to get some space for distortion in the shader. Now rasterize this layer and select eraser tool. And our aura looks not like a circle but like a something like this. And we need to enable horizontal symmetry, and let's make the aura in this shape. And also we need to remove the center. After that, select brush tool, set opacity something to 50% and make the center slightly white. And after that, we need to go to filter, distort polar coordinates. But use polar to rectangular, not rectangular to polar. We need this because we will make this texture in a form a circle again. We need this for proper distortion. Then rotate it 90 degrees. And we need to move this part to the center. So go to filter, other, offset, and make offset depending on your texture size. For example, my texture size is 512, so I need offset only 1/4 part. Your texture size divided by 4. And let's save these textures. And let's compare the texture that we created with my texture, with my old texture. The texture that we created now is located here. So kind of similar. And that's how texture looks without distortion and without stretching, the same as we draw in the Photoshop, but without polar coordinates. Now I will show you how to create the same aura step by step. Start with the particle system and move it 1 meter above the ground. Set shape angle 0, radius 0, and rotate it -90 degrees. Then change speed to 0.1 because we need to set render mode stretched billboard, and billboard particles don't work without speed, set rate over time 0, and set burst 1 particle. After that, change it to freedom stretching and change scale to maybe 4. Also change max particle size to 32. Now we need to set smooth appearance by color over lifetime. And you can disable looping and enable stop action or no ring buffer mode, pause until replaced. And now particle appeared and doesn't disappear. You can disable it using script particle system point stop. Set the color for this particle and let's create a shader. Create a new shader graph. Use your render pipeline built-in unlit shader graph or universal render pipeline unlit shader graph. And I will name it Goku Aura. And we can straight create a material from this shader. Material. And select this material inside the particle system. Now open the shader, set surface type transparent and render face both. Then add a new texture, texture 2D, name it. After that enable use styling and offset and add sample texture 2D node. Then multiply this texture with vertex color. So we can change color in the particle system after that, and use split to multiply it with opacity from vertex color, and add these to base color. Save it and let's check a result. Now we have this code. Let's add a material and also let's add a new float value emission to control how the texture glow with volume bloom effect, post-processing effect. Set emission value, for example, to 3 and multiply it with base color. Also, we need to make a circle from this texture, so add here a polar coordinates node. But there is some problem with this node. There is some bug because polar coordinates node works in a bad way. So here you can see the wrong tiling. And now I will show you how to fix. The main problem with polar coordinates is that rectangles function inside it works wrong. So we need to delete this and just use this group of nodes. We still can use R value from vector to the first value, but we need to fix arctangents to function. So we need to divide it by tau and z add 0.5, and now it rotates full circle from 1 to 0, and add this as a second value from vector 2. then save it, and now we can see that aura looks good, but we need to rotate it 90 degrees or minus 90 degrees. You can also have this problem with this line on the texture. That's because of MIP maps. You need to select your texture and open this advanced settings and disable generate MIP map. And this will fix this line on this texture. Here is the full view on this function. After that, we can add this group of nodes that responsible for the depth and multiply it with opacity. And now we have the similar to soft particles inside our shader. But to control this value, we need to add a new float value. I will name it depth. And replace this float value with depth value. And now we can control this inside our particle system. It's only left to add some distortion for this sphere. So let's add a new texture, then the second one texture, second texture, and let's create a sample texture 2D node. One node, the second node, and let's add them together. After that, multiply it with some distortion value. We need to control it from the material. And this value can be, for example, 0.3. Multiply it with distortion value, then use polar coordinates node as AUV for this texture. It's no matter in this case that this node is broken. And use only first value from vector 2 and subtract it with vector 2 that is responsible for main texture UV. And add your noises. In my case, I use these noises, but also enable use styling and offset inside the shader for these textures. It's important because when sizes is 1, 1, 1 and 1, this effect don't take the form that we need. So we need to set this value to maybe 7, 7 or 5, 5, and first styling value set to 0.01. Maybe 7 and 7 or 7 and 5, I don't know what's better. After that, as you see here, distortion goes on the corner of the texture. So we need to fix this. We need midpoint distortion, and it's very easy to fix. Just add a remap node and set initial values from 0 to 1 and out value from 0.5 to minus 0.5 to 0.5, and add this to multiply node with distortion value. Now this distortion value is in the middle point. Now it's only left to add some moving for the texture. You can add it only by adding a time and offset node before the polar coordinates, then multiply it with time and add some speed. Also, when adding the speed, you can see that this distortion goes from the center. Let's also change the scale to 0.1. But we need this distortion from the ground. So we can fix it by moving the center point to maybe 0.3 or 0.2. Let's check this value. I think the value 0.3 is good, but maybe 0.2 will be better. Not sure. So let's left value 0.3. And that's how we made the first part of the effect. Let's also add a light for this effect. Just add a new component, light, set it to point, disable it, then select it inside lights in particle system, set ratio to 1, maximum lights to set to 2, and set intensity to maybe 5 and range to set 2. With light effect, this effect looks better. Also you can add some sparks. Also you can add some circles on the ground. Just create a new particle system, FX particle system, then change shape to 0, radius 0, rotate it -90 degrees, set speed to 0, lifetime to 0.3, and set size to maybe 7. Go to render, select render mode mesh, select cube, instead of cube set render alignment to local, and rotate here and here 90 degrees. Then set random between two constants and set middle constant to from 0 to 360 degrees, and move it slightly above the ground. Also set the same color as for the main aura, and set size over lifetime, something like this, but decrease the rate over lifetime to maybe 5 or 4 particles. I think 5 or maybe 6 will be good. And go to Photoshop, create some circle. You can do it by using gradient overlay, set gradient to angle or maybe radial, set the middle value to white or maybe middle value black, fully black, and the corner value is also black. Circle similar to this one. After that, save this, rasterize a layer, and use a brush tool to make some dark values. You can also make some cuts and use filter liquify. Just forward verb and slightly edit your circle. Save it, create a material for this circle and add this material to your particle system, and set color over lifetime from fully opaque to transparent. Similar gradient, and you can also add some speed, maybe 1, or maybe use force overall time instead of speed, so the effect will look much interesting. Also, you can change rate overall time depending on your texture. Also, you can use a mesh for this element. Feel free to experiment with your effect by adding new elements, and that's all for today's video. Hope you like it, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.